Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dad Quest. It's good to see you guys again. I've been away from making videos for a while. I do want to go over in this video where I've been, what I've been doing, and where I'm going, both in game and out, really, here. So, what I've been doing lately is playing quite a bit of the Seven Deadly Sins Origin. It's a gacha game, and I'm not a big fan of gacha games because I don't like the fact that most of them make you feel like you have to pay money to play the game. And a little bit here and there is okay. I mean, I get some, I spend some money on the battle passes here and there on Pokemon Go, things like that. So I don't mind spending a little bit, but when a game requires you to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, or even $50 at a time here and there, just to be able to keep up, I can't support a game like that. And so far with this game, I've had no problem being pretty much free to play. And I'll go over what some of my tips and strategies are on that shortly here. I've also been playing a little bit of Diablo 4 as well as Pokopia on my Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm looking at Dragon Hunters, Monster Hunter 3 Stories. That's a game that's on my radar. I want to try out. I'm honestly waiting for it to drop for a sale price. Even $20 off or $10 off is enough for me on that one. But let's get into Seven Deadly Sins here. I want to discuss this game a bit. I want to let you guys know how you can be free to play and play this game perfectly fine. So, a little bit more in depth about this game now that I have knowledge on it based off my previous video. I'm going to go into the Book of Stars here. This is kind of an item that's the central focus of the story. Your goal is to power it up, and I'm not really going to go much more past that in case you decide to play the game. But with this, you do have levels to it. And all the way down, you start at level 1. Every roughly 15 levels here, you're going to see this little door. And once you complete a challenge, you can increase the world tier difficulty of the game. World tier 4 is currently the max level world tier. Honestly, I anticipate they will increase that later down the road as well. So world tier 4, the rewards are going to get a lot better. If we go into the map, I'm going to show a few things. The bosses here marked with a circle are kind of a mini boss, and you're able to see everything they drop. They're going to drop a lot of materials to help you with crafting, to help you level up, all sorts of things like that. And the bosses that are more of a diamond shape here are they're a bit stronger, but the rewards are much better. Each of these is going to, in order to obtain these rewards, once you defeat them, you're going to have to use these keys up top here. For the mini bosses, it's 5 to open. For the open world, the harder boss, it's 10. If you don't need any resources from that, you go into the boss challenges where these guys drop strictly gear for the most part and level components. What's different between these guys and the world bosses are dropping crafting materials and other things like that, whereas these guys, it's not on the drop table. You can see my options are a few pieces of armor, some blueprints, and an ore used to enhance weapons. They do have a battle pass in the game, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. $10. It wasn't bad. I did go ahead and buy the premium for the $10. You do have an option to skip, I think, 25 levels if you spend $20. There's absolutely no need to. I have 29 days remaining. I'm already halfway through. I think I got this thing like 5 days ago. Simply doing the seasonal missions here and the weekly missions and even these daily missions are super easy to be able to just skyrocket your progress in this thing. I did just want some of the extra crafting materials so I could make videos for you guys and keep up on my content. You're also going to get handfuls of star fragments as you play. You're going to get a lot of them. This is primarily how you're going to draw your SSR characters as a free-to-play player. You're going to want to go through and complete these achievements. And if you're flying around the open world, you're going to see some of those fragments. And you can see I have 1,830. And if I go into the draw tab here, we go down to the regular. If I wanted to draw, apparently I had enough standard tokens to draw. So now if I want to draw, it's going to say I don't have enough star fragments, go to the shop. I want to say it's 3,000 star fragments total. And that also goes with the pickups here. The pickup is going to be the featured character. Right now they just released this character. Her name's Daisy. She's an original character from the game. I've been using her as a support. She's extremely strong and a lot of fun. But yeah, getting these star fragments are going to be the primary way as a free-to-play player that you will be summoning heroes. And one hero specifically that helps find these star fragments here is Manny. She is one of the SSR characters, so you would have to have a little bit of luck to pull her. But if we go into the hero details, every hero has an adventure skill, which is something to use outside of combat. And we can see here, Manny highlights on your map, on your mini map, I should say specifically, as you're flying around, will highlight where the star fragments are, and you can fly over there and capture them. And capturing them is just walking into them to collect them. Each hero has, like I said, an adventure ability that does something unique to them. Daisy's new one is unlocks exclusive crafting blueprints at workbenches and expands crafting queue for consecutive crafting. One extra thing that it doesn't tell you is it reduces the amount of materials needed for making ore. From, like, let's say platinum, you need 5 platinum to make 1 platinum bar. Now with Daisy, you need 4 platinum to make 1 platinum bar. Over time, that's a huge savings, especially with platinum being such a resource sink in this game. Even the SR characters, though, I've mentioned it in a previous video, Dreyfus is one of my most used characters. One-shot breaker. He marks ore on the map and destroys it in one shot, rather than 5 or 6 different swings to break the resource. So Dreyfus, I get a lot of use out of him. Other heroes aren't necessarily as useful. We have Bug here, whose downside is, or his adventure abilities, he downsizes into a tiny little demon and flies around. It gives you a flying mount early game if you haven't captured one. So outside of this, let me show you a bit about the game and some of the combat here. I haven't done that in the previous video, and again, I haven't made too many videos on this. So let me see what I want to do real quick here. Most of my videos are not planned out, so just kind of winging it by the seat of my pants. I was in the process of checking my crafting bench first off, I think. I'm trying to craft SSR weapons. That's my big thing, is I really want to get ready for Escanor. And Escanor will be using a greatsword, sword and shield, and his axe. And this was the shield I wanted to craft, but I don't remember if I already crafted it, so we'll double check that here quick. I may have already crafted that. I have not. Okay. So I need, what are the resources I need for that here? We'll double check together. For the Black Flame Sword and Shield, I need Shining Carapace, and I believe this is Banacro. Okay. So we're going to fast travel here. And I've been having a lot of fun with different builds on Meliodas. He's definitely the best with the crafted SSR longsword, but I thoroughly enjoy the axe. The axe is just so much fun to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into the boss. He's going to spawn. I'm going to use Daisy to power myself up and hopefully stun the boss. And as we do that, we're going to switch to Diane, who's using gauntlets. And her abilities, you can see the bar underneath the boss there filling up. That is going to be my burst meter. As soon as I burst, I'm going to switch to Meliodas, who's my damage dealer. I'm going to sit back here, charge up my axe. It's going to do a ton of damage. I'm going to go in, I'm going to hit B. I'm going to do a few swings. He's going to summon this. I can stun him out of this if I get this quick enough. Otherwise, these waves deal a decent chunk of damage. Switch back in. Oh, he's phasing, that's why. For the tsunami he summons, and I need to hide behind one of these rocks. You need to be right up on it to not get hit. Okay, so build the burst gauge again. I don't like that. I want to stun him. Summon my little flowers, empower those flowers and myself. Now he's stunned again. We'll go in, and I'll use Meliodas' ultimate axe ability and finish him off. So here's what happens afterwards. We get our little reward that we can choose. As you can see, it's going to take 10 of these to unlock the chest. Doing so, I get 6 of the shards I need. The respawn timer on the harder bosses here is a bit longer. I want to say it's 10-15 minutes. The other bosses respawn pretty quickly, but if we go back here, we can see I'm going to have to kill him a few more times to be able to craft this. Quite a few more times. 3 more times at least today I'll have to kill him. Now, with those keys, you will run out eventually. And I say that with a little bit of hesitancy because when you first start the game, if you're looking at this game and you're like, should I try this game? They are going to overload you with free items. And one of those is bags of keys. And I don't know if I have any left. I don't. I do. I have 2. I have 2 bags of keys. And they overload you with these bags. Once you start to get low on these bags is when you need to decide, hey, what do I need to do with my 50 points per day, essentially, because it does take quite a while to fully recharge them, as you can see. It will recharge all of them in 14 hours and 7 minutes. So that doesn't mean it's going to take 14 hours and 7 minutes for me to go from 40 to 50. It recharges all of that within those 14 hours. So as long as I fully expend all 40, I'll get them all back in 14 hours. But when you have a lot of bags for keys, you can really kind of go through, hey, I'm going to do a bunch of world bosses. Then I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do a bunch of single boss challenges. Because these guys are going to offer different armors that you're going to need to craft a higher tier armor. But they're only going to offer a few of the parts. For example, Star Guardian. This guy only offers the chest and the belt. Well, if I want the pants and boots, I got to go into a dungeon for those and fight Demon Julia, however her name is pronounced. There's the pants, there's the boots. You need to get all 4 Star Guardian boots, or all 4 Star Guardian set, in order to craft the what's called engraved equipment for a handful of heroes. For Meliodas, you need them. For Diane, one of hers, you need the full set. And then you can craft these engraved equipments. I just call engraved equipment set bonuses because they give you certain bonuses for those heroes. And they give you stats that are going to then help for those heroes. Diane is Earth. So she gets a lot of earth abilities with that, whereas Meliodas is darkness. You can see I get boosted darkness attack. So the end goal for equipment is definitely engraved armor with SSR weapons. So there will be a lot of farming the different sets from the bosses, both in the dungeons and just boss challenges. And you're going to want multiple sets from those engravings, because there's different stats they can roll. And if you need to re-roll stats, you need to craft another engraved armor set to then re-roll those stats. So I know the video was a little bit all over the board with the 7 Deadly Sins information. Once I get some more viewership, if people are interested, I'll try to structure these much better. This was just a brief overview of the game. Free-to-play players should not be intimidated by the game. It is very free-to-play friendly, which makes me very happy, because if it was not free-to-play friendly, I would not be playing it, because I am not going to sink hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars into a gacha game. I would rather buy a good $50 game that has hundreds of hours of playability, such as Crimson Desert. So, but with that, I will try to make some more videos. I have been doing a handful of live streams, which you can check out on the tab there. Feel free, if you want to ask any questions, drop a comment, subscribe, like. Any of that would be great, and I appreciate anyone who watched, and you guys have a great day. Take care.